If you're just joining us, the program is Saturday night, and you're welcome on board because I would say you have so much more to look forward to on the program tonight. We do have Osas Ighodaro in the house to chat with us. You're welcome to Saturday night.
Thank you.
Osas happens to be an actress. She is also the ex-Miss Black USA, right?
Yeah.
She's soon to be a mother. A wife. And so much more. Now you tell me, why are you laughing now? Why are you laughing?
Because yes, I am a former Miss Black USA. Yes, I am an actress. But I am not a mother, nor am I a wife yet. But I leave it up to God's time.
I deliberately did that. To see your reaction.
Yeah.
And I want to ask this question: why is it that young people these days are shying away from that responsibility of motherhood and being a wife? Tell me, in your own opinion.
Well, for me, it's a beautiful thing. It's definitely a blessing, but I am used to taking care of Osas and being independent and doing things on my own time. So once that responsibility of being a wife and being a mother comes into play, the Osas frame of mind has to go, because it will be all about my husband and the kids, and I'm not quite ready for all that yet, but in God's time, don't worry, it'll happen.
All right. We're patient. We'll wait.
Okay.
We'll wait. I'm sure one of the reasons is not to lose this year.
No.
You don't want to lose this year yet. By then you go 9 months down the hall, right?
We'll be able to work it all out.
All right. We'll wait. No problem. Yeah. So Osas, you're an actress.
Yeah.
And you obviously have been away for a very long time, and you're back here in Nigeria to take the stage.
Yeah, and I'm thankful to be able to perform out here. Born and raised in Bronx, New York, and both my parents are Nigerian. They're from Edo State, Benin City. Big ups to all the Edo State people.
Big ups,
Benin people. But I was born in New York, and I've always wanted to perform all over the world. As a performer, the States wasn't my only end point. I wanted to be able to share my talents with the whole world. So when the opportunity came for me to act on a show called Tinsel, I packed my bags and came back home, as they would say.
Oh, you mean you were actually approached over there? Not like you came to Nigeria. It's okay. What's up? What do I do? I mean, where do I go? And,
not at all. I mean, with me being the first Nigerian to be crowned Miss Black USA, my aunt, who was shopping in the States for her children and their birthday party that was happening at the time, she was talking to me on our way to the airport, and she's like, you know what, Osas, it's great that you're working, you're auditioning and doing well in the States, and people are getting to know who you are, but it doesn't mean anything if people back home don't know who you are. And that really touched home with me. So I felt it was important to somehow figure out a way to make that work, to be able to work in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole. So she approached me and she said, well, I've been watching TV and they've been publicizing about this audition for this show called Tinsel. And I'm like, I don't know what Tinsel is. What is that? So long story short, I auditioned on tape for the show, and they called me a few weeks later saying that they would like to offer me a part. And that's how my trip back home all started. And it was a few months ago, and my journey here has been amazing thus far.
Okay, so before we roll into your journey here, let's roll back to the journey before the journey here.
Right.
Yeah. All right, you said you were well known over there. How well known were you?
I am an actor, both in the States and here, and so I was crowned Miss. What brought my profile up to the masses was being crowned Miss Black USA. It's Miss Black USA 2010, and proud because I was the first Nigerian to be crowned that in the pageant's history. So I'm very proud about that, and very close with my Miss Black USA pageant family.
Okay, apart from that fame that you got from the pageantry, what else would you say made you popular? What else were you doing there?
I was acting off-Broadway in a popular off-Broadway show called Platanos Collard Greens. Okay. People knew me from that. I also did some film work and some TV work on Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns and Cadillac Records with Beyonce's in the film, and Jeffrey Wright and Adrian Brody. So all these magnificent people were in the film, and with me continuing to work, I knew that it was just about amount of time of getting to where I wanted to be. And I thought that was going to be in the States, but God moved me back home to Nigeria.
But you know, for some people would reason it this way, that Nollywood is, Hollywood is like the hallmark of any actress or actor who really want to, be there. And you were gravitating into that spotlight. You left all of that to come to Nigeria and have a niche for yourself?
I wouldn't say necessarily. I'm still working. I come back and forth. Like, whenever people call me, they're like, okay, Osas, where are you? Are you in the States or are you in Nigeria? I work back and forth. And for me, a quality that I really am thankful to have is that determination. I don't want to be pigeonholed into this box of, okay, you want to be in Hollywood, you just have to be in the States and that's it. Why can't I be a worldwide artist? Why can't I perform in the States and do Hollywood type work? Why can't I be in Nigeria back home fulfilling a dream and doing stuff here as well? Being a worldwide artist and not being afraid of, okay, Hollywood is the only answer, and it's not. Just having the opportunity as an artist to perform your art is a blessing in itself.
I love that answer. I love that answer. At least you're proud of your roots. That's a good one. Now, for you started at what age, this acting business?
Oh, I've always been a performer at heart. Like, at home, I would perform all the time. But what really brought it to the forefront was when I was about 13 or 14. I had very low self-esteem. And I didn't have low self-esteem in the house, but my parents started realizing and noticing that, okay, outside I have very low self-esteem, and not necessarily being bullied, but people would make fun of me from here and there, and it really got to me.
What were they making fun of?
Everything.
Like what?
How skinny I was, the way my mom plaited my hair, the way I spoke, just everything. It just didn't seem like anything was right. And so I had very low self-esteem from those things. And my family felt that it was wrong. So put her through modeling school. Allow her to find herself and bring herself out the way that she brings herself out at home. Why can't she do that in the public as well? So I did modeling school for some time, and I loved being on the runway, and that definitely brought out my spirit, and I was happy to be on stage, and I was offered a scholarship to do some acting classes in the modeling school. And so that's how it all came about, of performing and acting and learning this whole world of a craft in acting. So that's how it started.
It's interesting. So it means your parents were instrumental to what you have become today?
Most definitely. They just wanted the best for me in regards to being myself, being comfortable in who I am and loving who I am, and being a God-fearing child, so and individual as a whole. So I give thanks to them. They are one of the main reasons why I am who I am today.
Okay, you keep talking about your parents and how well they have helped you.
Yeah.
Are you the only child?
I'm not.
Are you the baby of the house?
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not.
So tell us about your family.
Yeah, so I had an older sister, but she passed away from malaria here in Nigeria.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and I have two younger brothers, two crazy, tall, big younger brothers. So it was us growing up in a Bronx household. But I like to say I grew up in a Benin Bronx household. Like, even though I grew up in New York, I grew up in Nigeria in the house. So, yeah.
Tell us about it.
It was amazing. My parents were strict. They were fun-loving, but they wanted us to be sure of who we are, where we came from, and being God-fearing, respectful children. And
okay, let's put that to test now. How well can you speak the Edo language, the Benin language?
I know how to say a few things. Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in Benin, but I can say a few things.
Please tell us. Say it. I'm not Edo. I don't understand.
So then how will you answer me?
Don't worry. Just put me to test.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
and you would say, "Oh yes, say."
Oh yes, say. And what does that mean?
It's laughing over there. It means hello, how are you?
Okay.
Yes.
So introduce yourself.
I can't do all that.
Oh.
And I'm not here saying that I know how to speak Benin. I don't, but I'm learning small, 2020 as they say. And I'm very proud of my heritage, and day by day I'll continue to learn and hopefully be fluent in Benin.
Okay. Now that you're here, you have a better chance of learning the language and other languages that will come.
Well, I'm here in Lagos, and being on set for Tinsel, they teach me different things, different Yoruba languages. I mean, Yoruba sayings or whatnot. And I'm not Yoruba, but I stress to them I should learn Benin before I learn Yoruba, but they're like, you're in Lagos, so you have to learn Yoruba. I know Moakba.
What does that mean?
I think that means hello, how are you? Moakba. Am I saying that right? Moakba. No, I probably
Nobody
not.
will answer you.
I don't know. I'm here learning. I'm learning.
No, I think it's I'm not on the spotlight.
I was excited. I was like,
it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you.
It's all good.
Let's leave the spotlight for you. All right. Now you have both experienced the New York scene in acting and Nigerian acting. I mean the scene here. If you want to compare both, how would you compare them?
I wouldn't necessarily compare both. Like, I didn't know what to expect when I came to Nigeria.
What's the difference between the both scenes?
I wouldn't say, because it's all hard work, and you have to be prepared and you have to be on point when it comes to your acting. So I've not really experienced any difference between acting in the States and acting here in Nigeria.
So there's no distinguishing factor.
You have to just be on point and be prepared and know your lines. And
so there's no difference when you're here in Nigeria acting and when you're in New York acting. Is that what you're telling me?
There's no difference for me. You have to be professional. It's all the same rules. And acting is acting all over the world. So I wouldn't... No, for me, there's no difference.
We'll take your word for it. And then now, apart from the acting classes you went through during your modeling days, is there any other professional... academic input you have, to also foster this your acting prowess?
Of course. Oh yes. For my university days, I majored in broadcast journalism, and I minored in theater and entrepreneurship. And I really knew what I wanted. I knew somehow it was going to be in entertainment or in front of the camera, so I decided to do broadcast journalism to learn how to host, to become personalized in front of the camera and learn my history, because this is the career path that I wanted to take. In regards to business, my family owned businesses back in the States, and I just grew up knowing that my parents didn't work 9 to 5s. They had their own businesses, and so I wanted to follow in that path of stating what my rules were going to be and following my own rules. And theater, because it's acting, and I knew that's what I was going to do as well. For my master's, I went back to school for 3 years and went to the actor studio to work on my craft, to own my craft. So, yeah.
And it's been so far?
It's been fruitful.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now let's come back home. You were one of the act in Tinsel. What can you tell us about your experience so far, the sojourn so far in that particular soap?
It's been amazing. The cast and the crew worked so hard to put out this show that comes out every day. A lot of work, a quick turnaround time, and you have to be prepared. So I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect, but as you continue to do stuff in life, you'll get used to it and you become comfortable. So I'm loving it.
Okay, so what's your perception of Nollywood in general now?
I'll say this. When I came home in 2002 to spend the summer with my grandmother, I wasn't quite impressed with the quality of work that was being put out. But now that I've come back home, it's like you are watching a baby grow and you see the improvements. And I'm proud to say that Nollywood has worked hard for the amount of stuff that they have, the small amount of stuff that they have or have access to. They've done amazing work.
Okay, I want to ask this question. Now you came in and your first job is in a series, right? Aren't you afraid that by the time you're done with this, you probably start being typecasted as one of those who would always fit into the series and the drama port?
I wouldn't say I'm afraid, but...
Do you have your reservations?
In regards to acting?
Yeah. Acting, you came in here and your first port of call is Tinsel. That's a drama series.
Yes.
And the likelihood for others to say, okay, she did well here, let's put her in another drama, let's put her there. Do you intend to carve a niche for yourself as a drama actress?
Not at all.
A series actress, or you want to try your hands in different things?
Just like I told you with even my schooling, I'm in entrepreneurship. I did broadcast journalism and theater. I'm always doing different things. I always have to express myself in different ways. So I can't just be pigeonholed into this drama actress. Not at all. I'll do comedy. I'll do action. I'll do whatever expands me as an artist, because that's who I am.
All right, Osas is here. She's back here in Nigeria and she's trying to make a name for herself. How do you intend to do this? What's your blueprint? What's your plan? What are your projections?
In regards to acting, I think the sky's the limit. And I don't want to be put in a box of just doing types of dramas. I want the blueprint for me to say, okay, Osas has come back from the States, but she's not this just one type of actress. She's a versatile actress. That's the blueprint I want to keep for acting. In regards to being an on-air personality, they have to stay tuned for that, because things are coming in the works and I really can't discuss that, but it'll be great. It's going to be wonderful and I'm excited about the different plans that are coming about. Also in regards to being a philanthropist and being a person who gives back to the community. I spoke earlier about my sister passing away from malaria. I also spoke about being a former Miss Black USA. So with me having those titles, I felt that it was important for me to continue to talk about malaria and not let my sister's death be in vain. So I have a foundation called the Joyful Joy Foundation, where we bring awareness and we raise funds for those who are suffering from malaria. And we're going to launch the Joyful Joy Foundation here in Nigeria later this year. So it's multifaceted in what my blueprint is, but I know who I am. I'm grateful to have the opportunities that have been showing up, and I guess you can say my blueprint is just following your heart and following your dreams and not allowing someone or something or whatever to say, okay, this is what it is and that's what you have to follow. You have to follow your heart and do what it is that you love to do. So that's my blueprint.
That's a very good one. Are you going to stick with acting, or you will still probably open that door of modeling at some point if the need arises?
I don't know. I mean, I started and modeling was my stepping stone, and I can't really get away from it. Sometimes I feel like, can I just get away? But they keep calling, do some modeling and do a runway or do a commercial shoot or something like that. It's intact in what I do, but acting is what I love. It's my passion, and I feel that I will somehow always be involved in it, whether it's in front of the camera or possibly behind.
So if it wasn't acting, what would you have done?
Probably be in your seat as a host.
Being in my seat? I'm not letting you go.
I know that's accurate. Yeah, but I mean, just entertainment. I definitely would be in entertainment, in the entertainment industry. I love it. It brings me alive, and it's always entertaining. Yeah.
You're very smart, you know. You're like a chicken. You just you're here, you're putting one leg up, one leg down, and you're afraid that if I say too much, that will be bad market for me. So I better just be careful how I say this thing. I can see you're really, really very careful, calculated in your answers.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you. I'm listening.
Yeah, that I mean, I have to I do what I love, and modeling it's great, but it's not the only thing that I do. The end.
Oh my goodness, you're interesting. You're an interesting guest, and you're an interesting guest. You have potentials, no doubt. But one thing I've also noticed is your accent.
I think it's fine.
It's a plus or a minus?
I think it's a plus for me.
That you have a foreign accent and you want to carve a niche here for yourself in Nigeria?
Yes.
You think people will romance you because of that?
Will romance me? Well, they have been romancing. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm working hard at what it is that I do. I think they would understand that I wasn't raised here, but I have come back home, and I'm not afraid of that. And they should be proud of that. Our child has come back home to work, and they should be proud that she's not lost in no man's land and is trying to be something that she's not. I've come back home.
So, Osas, have you found love?
No! Why does this question always come up? Yes, I found love in the work that I do. I found love in my family. Found love in my Lord. Of course I found love. Yes.
What about a guy? You wanted me to spell it out. Spelling it out.
No comment.
Is it that you have so many to pick from?
I would say this. In Nigeria, the men are very straightforward. And if they see something that they like, they go for it. Like I said this in another interview. In America or in the States, if a guy likes you, he says, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? Can I get your number? Can I take you out?" In Nigeria, it's like, "Hey, how are you? Let me get your number. I want to make you my wife." Like, oh my God. That's a little forward. That's a lot in a first meet and greet, but it's all good. Men everywhere are the same to me.
Well, I'll let you go. I'll let you go for today. Just for today. Next time you come and I ask you if that the whole program is going to be about, because again I am like the police.
I see. I'm like, where are the handcuffs? My gosh. She wants the answers and wants them now.
Oh my God. The whole idea is, fans are here. People are watching.
Of course.
They can ask you these questions directly. So most times, I'm their mouthpiece. And these are questions they would want answered.
Oh, yeah.
And you owe your fans some answers.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful. You think you don't?
No.
You already gained one here.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Air hug. Air hug.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I am proud of you. So, Osas, it's been a pleasure having you on Saturday night.
Thank you so much.
Had a good time. One thing I noticed about you is you're intelligent and you know what you want. So keep going for what you want. The sky, as I say, is just the beginning. Amen. So it's a pleasure having you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so on that note, we say thank you for staying tuned to Saturday Night. Until next week when we come up with another interesting guest. It's been Saturday Night. Good night.